I forgot to share the screen of PPT. Now you can see the screen. So again we are start from the electron microscope. Okay. So today we are discuss the electron microscopy. Electron microscopy, it is the type of microscope that uses particle beam of electrons and that to eliminate the specimen by create a highly magnified image. It is co-invented by the German scientist that is Max Knolls and the Ernst Ruska in the 1931. They are having the different types of electro microscope. That is the first type, that is electron gun. They are having two types of gun, thermomonic emission gun and the field emission gun. Thermomonic, it is the electrons emitted from the heated filament, that is heated filament through the tungsten and the lanthanum hexaborate. It is the most common, cheap and ultra high vacuum not required. Okay, so this gun is the very common or cheap, and here no required any vacuum. Second gun, that is field emission gun. It is having the strong, it need the strong electron field which is used to extract electrons from the filament. Here need the high vacuum. Another part, that is the electromagnetic lens of the electron microscopy. That electromagnet is designed to produce a suitably shaped magnetic field for a focusing and the deflection of electron in the electron optical instrument. A strong magnetic field, it is generated by the passing current, a set of winding. This field acts as a convex lens in case of electron microscopy. Another part of the electron microscope, that is the condenser lens. In that condenser lens, they are having two types of condenser lens. First condenser lens and second condenser lens. First lens, it is controlled by the spot size knob, and it is largely determined the spot size, the general size range of the final spot that strike the sample. Second condenser lens, the second lens, it is controlled by the intensity or the brightness knob. It changes the size of the spot on the sample. It is changing from a wide dispersed spot to a pinpoint beam. Other parts of the electron microscope, condenser apertures, objective lenses, objective apertures, selective area apertures. It is used to examining diffraction pattern. Intermediate lenses, it is for the magnifies initial image formed by objective lens and projector lens. So electron microscopes having the different types of two types of electron microscope. In that first, transmission electron microscope and the scanning electron microscope. Process is carried out under the vacuum to avoid friction. The virtual source at the top represent the electron gun. It producing stream of monochromatic electrons, and the visual potential is around 10,000 to 15,000. And second term, scanning electron microscope. So here no need to vacuum. We are see both electron microscope in detail. First, transmission electron microscopy. It is the ultra thin section of specimen. In that, light passes through the specimen. Then an electromagnetic lens to a screener or film. Okay. The specimen may be sustained with the heavy metal salt. See the composition of the transmission electron microscope. There, first electron is emitted by the electron gun. It is caused the electron beam. In that, it is passes the electromagnetic condenser lens. then it goes cross the here, cross the okay. After passing the electron beam, it passed cross the electromagnetic condenser lens, and then it it is enters into the specimen. After entering specimen, they are passed electromagnetic objective lens and projector lens, and then image is formed on the fluorescence screen or the photograph is played, and here we are seeing the that images. Okay. So this transmitted portion is focused by the objective lenses into an image. The objective and the selective area metal apertures restrict the beam. The image is passed down the column through the intermediate and projector lenses, being enlarged all the way. The image strikes the phosphor image screen and the light is generated, and that allowing the user to see the image. The darker areas represent the areas the fewer electrons were transmitted, thicker and denser, and the lighter areas which represent the area that more electrons were transmitted, thinner or less denser. Okay. Also that TEM, it involves a high voltage electron beam emitted by the cathode and formed by the magnetic lenses. The electron beam that has been partially transmitted through the very thin and so semi-transparent for electron thin specimen that carries information about the structure of specimen. The partial variation in this information, the image is then magnified by the series of magnetic lenses until it is recorded by hitting a fluorescent screen, photographic plate, or the light sensitive sensor such as CCD camera. CCD long form, that is a charge coupled device. This image dictated by the CCD may be displayed in the real time on a monitor or computer. That transmission electron microscope produces two-dimensional black or white images. Resolution of transmission electron microscope is also limited by the spherical and the chromatic aberration, but new generation of aberration correctors has been able to overcome or limited this aberration. Okay, so these total are the working of transmission, how that transmission electron is worked. See, this is the one of the microscope, TEM microscope. Okay, we are see the overall composition of that chamber. Okay, and that chamber, it is connected to the receiver. Okay, and we are see the result in that screen. Okay. Okay. Firstly, we are seeing here the electron beam transmission. Then here having the condenser. Here having the beam where electron transmitted, and then again having the electromagnetic condenser lens. In that portion, we are fit the specimen. In here having the objective lens, then projector lens, and then last here the screen, and this screen is connected to the our laptop or PC or computer. Okay, so these are some images which are captured by the electron transmission microscope. Okay. Second type of electron microscopy, that is the scanning electron microscopy. in it an electron gun which produces beam of electron that scan the surface of whole specimen. In the secondary electron emitted from the specimen to produce an images. Okay, see what is the difference of the transmission. So transmission images, they are having the number of lenses. Okay, that is the condenser lens, the projective lens, and the last one objective lens. But here scanning electron microscope, they are having only one lens, that is the electromagnetic lens. No condenser, no projector, no objective. Okay, and the specimen which is having the lastly. Okay, here we are hold the specimen for the electron scanning scope, and then after here collect the image, and then collect the image, it is passed to amplifier and see the screen. Okay, in that transmission electron microscope, they are having the selective electron which passed from the electron beam. Okay, and they are not cross the whole specimen. Okay, they are cross the some, they are cross some electron from the specimen. Okay, so here that emitted electrons transmitted emitted electrons from the electron drums are all the scan the surface of specimen, and this is display or collect the image from the electron collector, and that it is passed to the amplifier and show the result here. Okay, it is unlike the TEM where the electron is the primary beam are the transmitted to the sample. The scanning electron microscope, it is produce images by dictating secondary electrons which is emitted from the surface due to excitation of the primary electron beam. Okay, in the same, the electron beam is scanned across the surface of the sample in raster pattern with detectors building up an image by mapping the dictated single signals with beam position. Okay, see the actual electron scanning microscope. Okay, so here having the transmitted gun which are transmitted electron directly, and they are passes the two electromagnetic lenses, and we are hold a sample here. Okay, here in that knob we are hold the sample here, and that electron it is cross the we are scan the that specimen. After specimen they are emitted the electrons, and that image which are dictated or collected by the electrons collector, and that result which shown on the screen. Okay, this is the one of the example of same, that is the scanning electron microscopy. Okay, see, the first scanning electron microscope is debuted by in 1938 by the Owen Adrenin with the first commercial instrument in around 1965. Okay, so first same it is discovered by the Owen Adrenin Argnan with the first commercial instrument is out around the 1965. In this case, electrons are not used to directly image the specimen, but to excite it in such way that it gives out secondary electrons which are collected by the dictator or used to form a image. The first scanning electron microscope. Okay. Specimen for electron microscopy, it having the tissue fixed in the 4% gluta glutaraldehyde at 4 degrees Celsius for 4 hours. Okay, so here need to fix our specimen in the 4% of glutaraldehyde at 4 degrees Celsius for 2 hours. After that, in the chemical fixation for electron microscopy, that glutaraldehyde is often used to cross-link protein molecule and the osmosis tetroxide to preserve lipids. After that, dehydration is occur. Organic solvents such as ethanol or acetone for same specimen or infiltration with the resin and subsequent immediate for the temp specimen. Okay. Then last one, embedding that resin such as arlite or LR white, which can then be polymerized into a hardened block for the subsequent sectioning. After that, the specimen is inserted into the sectioning, typically around the 19 nanometer cut on an ultra microtome with a glass or diamond nib. Glass nibs can easily be made in the laboratory and are much cheaper than diamond, but they blunt very quickly and therefore need replacing frequently. After that, staining use heavy metals such as lead and uranium to scattered imaging electron and thus give contrast between different structures. Seen many materials are nearly transparent to the electron beam. By staining the sample with the heavy metals, that electron density is added to it, which results in there being more interaction between the electrons in the primary beam and those of the sample, which in turn provide us with the contrast in the resultant images. Okay, so these are the procedure for preparation of specimen. Firstly, that which specimen we are going to add into the electron microscopy, they are need to fixed in the 4% glutaraldehyde in the 4 degrees Celsius for 4 hours. After that, they are fixation, dehydration, embedding, sectioning, staining, and then last we are insert into the scanning electron microscope for the resulting. Okay, that artifacts, it must be emphasized from the outset that every electron's microgram is seen a sense and artifact. Artifacts present themselves in the many ways. There could be loss of continuity in the membrane, distortion or disorganization of organelles, empty space in the cytoplasm of cells, or sharp bends or curves in the filamentous structure that are usually straight, such as microtubules and so on. With experience, microscopist learns to recognize the difference between the artifacts of preparation and the true structure. Okay, so artifacts is nothing but the image of our specimen, okay, or our sample. Disadvantages of electron microscopy, so it is very expensive to buy and maintain. They are dynamic rather than static in their operation. Also, it requiring extremely stable high voltage supply, extremely stable current to each electromagnetic coil or lenses. It need to continuously pumped high vol ultra high vacuum system, and last it need to cooling water supply circulation through the lens and the palms. So it is difficult to maintain that condition as they are very sensitive to vibration and the external magnetic fields. Microscope aimed to achieving the high resolution must be housed in the building with the special services. Okay, so this is also one of the disadvantages of electron microscope. Next one, significant amount of training is required in order to operate and the electron microscope successfully, and the electron microscope is considered as a specialized skill. Okay, the sample to be viewed in the vacuum as the molecules that make up air would scatter the electrons. This means that the sample need to be specially prepared by sometimes lengthy and the difficult technique to withstand the environment inside an electron microscope. So recent advances have allowed some hydrated sample to be imaged using an environmental scanning electron microscope, but the application for this type of imaging are still